You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the Only One Media Group. This is the people's choice for quality interviews, celebrities, and special guests. Hosted by Demetrius Dinny Reynolds. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. For the complete archive of episodes, visit onlyonemediagroup.com and be sure to like us on Facebook at Vigilantes Radio. We welcome all. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds. Enjoy the show.
Hello. What is going on, guys? Welcome to another incredible episode of Vigilantes Radio Live right here on iHeartRadio. And I am your host, Deanie. We have a very special guest for you guys, so you definitely want to stick around for that. And as a matter of fact, text your buddies, family members, or even share it on social media right now and let them know that we are about to dive deep into another interview. Before I bring my guest on, I do want to say that you have to collect the awards. So I have a question for you. How many times must you fall and get back up before reaching the goal? Well, do it as many times as it takes. Do you really want to stay down after you've stumbled? Wouldn't you rather get up and get back on your way? Of course, it hurts when you fall, but staying down and giving up will not ease that hurt one little bit. Getting up and going forward is what will move you past the pain and past the disappointment. If you've been pushed down by difficult obstacles, then you have already paid some of the price of success. So by all means, move on ahead to where you can collect the reward. Persistence can indeed be difficult, but failing to persist will put you in an even more intolerable, difficult position of defeat and dismay. When you fall and get up quickly and get up hurriedly, knowing you've just taken a valuable and important step forward on the road to success. Take that from me, Coach Nini. That is my word. Are you ready?
You're live in the mix. Let's get this started.
All right. Again, welcome to the show. You're listening to VRL. That's Vigilantes Radio Live right here on iHeartRadio. And I am your host, Deanie. Our interviews are designed to go beyond the music, news, books, art, acting, films, technology, education, entrepreneurship, and sometimes even a thing that we call the ego. Our interviews are designed to go behind the scenes and into the minds of these awesome human beings. The ones who are out there giving it their all for me, for you, and for the world. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today we have an extraordinary guest joining us on Vigilantes Radio Live. He's an award-winning robotics developer and a passionate recording artist who turned to music after a near-death experience. With a powerful story and even more powerful music, he's captivating audiences with this unique blend of metal, punk, and indie sounds. So please welcome the brilliant and the resilient Steve Favis.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome.
Hey, Deanie, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
Pretty good. All right, man. Is it Favis or Favis?
It's actually pronounced Favis.
Favis. Steve Favis. Well, Steve Favis, again, welcome to the show. For those who might be meeting you for the first time, can you share a little bit about yourself?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm a lifelong technology guy. I started out programming when I was like 6 years old, worked in the game industry for 12 years old, and made some patents in advanced robotics from the game engine, basically. And I figured out that we could train robots at an accelerated pace. in a simulator, like a game engine or something. And so I filed some patents for robotics back in 2015. Basically, you can accelerate the clock in the game engine like we cannot do in the real world. We can't change time in the real world, but we can do it in a simulator. So it's kind of like growing a baby to adulthood in a matter of 3 or 4 months, or equivalent, or a robot baby to adulthood, basically, instead of 18 years.
Wow. Okay, man, that's incredible. And you said you had some patents, right?
Yeah, that's correct. My first patent was filed in 2015. It's a humanoid.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. It's based upon the simulation environment that I accelerate and train the actual physical system in, basically. So.
Yeah, that's amazing, Steve. What are you currently focused on?
So the technology was so lucrative, I have foreign government, specifically China, trying to take my technology, and it's a mess. So, but I have 3 American law firms paid for by the CCP to try to get a hold of my patent and attack me financially.
Wow. So, okay, let's jump into. Well, I have some questions from the audience. They want to know, if reincarnation was real, which animal would you come back as and why?
To my best understanding of reincarnation, if we do good, then we don't go down the pecking order, right? We don't go like to an ant or something like that, right? That's my best understanding of reincarnation. If I have to regress from human form, it would probably be some sort of bird. But hopefully I come back. If I come back, hopefully I get a chance as a human again.
Absolutely. I had a few people say they would be a bird, like an eagle.
Yeah, I was always envious of bird flight. I look at that and I'm still jealous today.
Yeah, same here, man. Same here. Okay, second question from the crowd. If your life was a Netflix series, what would you title the first episode, and what would it be about?
The first episode, if my life was a Netflix episode, oh my gosh, I think it would be something like get ready to binge watch or something. Get ready to binge watch this.
Pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Can you do any voice impersonations or accents? And if you can you give us a sample?
Hey Beavis, do you want to like get some nachos or something? Yeah, let's get some nachos, butthead. That'd be great. Yeah. Cool, let's go.
Oh man, that was perfect. That's cool. Cool, Steve. All right, so Steve, you are a robotics developer by trade, as you mentioned, but after a near-death experience, you turned to music. Can you tell us more about that experience and how it led you to start writing and recording music?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. It was a near COVID death, actually. I was always telling myself maybe I'll try music in the next life or whatnot. I was always interested in music, obviously. I started as a child, actually when I was 17, playing guitar and stuff like that, and I did choir in high school. I always loved singing with my mom and stuff like that, but I always said maybe the next life. After I almost died of COVID, I said, well, why not try it this life? And also what triggered it was my daughter liked singing too, so I figured I'd try to do some, I'll use a military word, recon, as far as the music industry, to get her learning how to sing and also how the industry works, basically. So my daughter was the biggest catalyst.
Have you guys collabed yet?
Yeah, we have. We have one I tested her recording just 2 weeks ago. She sounds beautiful.
Nice.
We just did a cover. We did a Whole New World, a Disney cover, because it's kind of easy for kids to sing Disney songs. She sounds beautiful, a lot of fun. So I'm creating some originals for her too.
Yeah. So she's still young.
Yeah, she's 7 years old. Yeah.
Oh yeah. There you go, Steve. Getting her started. That's amazing. All right. So how long did you wait before you began to record music after this near-death experience? Was it like instant, you're writing music and recording, or did you take a little time to figure things out?
I think it was about a year and a half or 2 years later, I started waking up from the shock of like nearly dying, basically, and then I started just to continue to practicing and stuff. But then I started actually writing some original stuff, And what really triggered one of them was the biggest one, and my most important one was the "Fight, Fight, Fight" song, basically, because I was, again, traumatized from seeing our future president almost getting his head blown off, basically. So I thought the assassination era was over during JFK and it never happened again. But I was shocked to see that happen.
Yeah, you said future president. You think he's going to win?
Yeah, I think so.
How could he not, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I have analytics on I run a show too called Mr. Robot Show, a podcast, and I have millions of views on my stuff, and I see my real data, and according to my calculations, without CNN or whatever, MSN, basically, I think he has about 90% support across the country. My own data analytics.
Huh. Why is the news lying to us then?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the question of the last 20 or 30 years, I want to say. So.
Right. Yeah, for the last 30 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, so "Fight, Fight, Fight" was written in response to a political event, as you mentioned. How did that event inspire the lyrics and tone of the song?
So, from my perspective, if somebody tries to shoot me in the head, I'm not going to get up and shake my fist and say "fight, fight, fight." I would probably still be cowering in fear, basically. But when he said "fight, fight, fight" after getting up, he talked about it a little bit at the Republican National Convention, and just the courage and strength to be able to get up after that and say, "Keep on fighting," or "Fight, fight, fight," basically. And that's the chorus of the song, is "Fight, fight, fight." I'm singing from the voice of Donald Trump, obviously. So that's kind of the summary of the song.
Do you think the American people are ready to fight, fight, fight?
According to my data analytics, like I said, I trust my own analytics. I don't trust the other stuff. I think I believe he will be the next president, and a lot of the messes that happened in the last 4 years, they're blaming on Trump. But in actuality, it's from COVID. The CCP released the Wuhan virus, and that was in response to Trump's trade sanctions, basically. So we've been battling this biological warfare, not only biological warfare, but cyber warfare and financial warfare. All of this is all related. It's part of the CCP's main strategy to weaken the American people in America through other means other than a kinetic, real-world bombs and bullets war, basically.
Yeah. Man, most artists that come through here are not patriotic. They're not trying to fight. They actually, I don't want to use the word cower away from politics, but it's like a thin line that they don't want to cross. But it's different for you. Why is that?
Well, I've been canceled numerous times on nearly about every social network, and I'm pretty sick of it. Have you been canceled yet?
Not yet, no.
Oh, that's pretty good. I'm impressed, but I've been canceled numerous times. I think I share the same frustration with a lot of people that have been shut up just for saying their own opinion, basically. And again, it's their networks; they can control what they want to do. But being forced to shut up in mass, basically, I think has really made me speak up about all this. And we have a First Amendment here, freedom of speech, and why should a corporation or some large social network tell us what we can and can't say?
Yeah. Now, I've been shadow banned, but not.
Oh yeah. I've been shadow banned too. So you're almost there.
Yeah, man, working myself right into it.
Yeah. It's hard to avoid it in the last several years. So hopefully these social networks get a little more free speech oriented, basically. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, but you know what I'm hoping for, Steve? Like, your song, "Fight, Fight, Fight," is really, making me realize that you don't have to hide behind, I want to be nice, I want to say all the right things, I want to make everyone happy. When, in general, you should just stand on your principles. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think if you're making music to be famous or make money, I don't think you're making music. I think music is basically either crying or yelling or expressing your own emotions in tune or in key, basically. I think music really, really affects people as far as their psychology, whether expressing themselves or listening to it. But music is probably one of the biggest audible things we can use to help our mood or make us feel better or energize us for the gym or whatever, basically. It's one of the most powerful instruments that are out there. And that's why, I really like to express myself emotions in the way I feel musically, and I encourage other people to do the same.
Yes, indeed. So your latest single, The Innovator's Revenge, deals with themes of economic espionage. Wow. What inspired this song?
Yeah, absolutely. So in summary, the CCP funded some social robot and smart speaker innovations, but they funded me for $1 million to make these smart speakers, and then what happened was they eventually stole the technology, which is the smart speaker itself is worth $36 million. Then they sued me for fraud in court for $5 million. But the smart speaker was an award-winning smart speaker. The social robot was an award-winning robot. I got Intel's top innovator of 2018 for the robot, and the smart speaker that was stolen got Consumer Electronics Best of Show for like 2020 or 2019 or something like that. So you cannot simultaneously commit fraud and make award-winning technologies. So after that, I of course filed a countersuit or whatnot, and the FBI is currently investigating the economic espionage against the CCP, basically. So that's the status of where we're at now. Yeah, it's a mess. It's like a vulnerability in our legal system when a foreign government can slow down innovation by creating false allegations. I don't know if you're a spiritual person, but thou shalt bear false witness, right? Can we at least agree on that? I agree on that, but apparently foreign governments don't. So that's some of the risk of American innovation right now. How dangerous it is if you take the wrong money, or they just sue you for whatever reason, false allegations, basically.
Yeah, man. Steve, you know what kind of commandments they follow?
Yeah, none.
You know.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So you are also a multi-instrumentalist. Which instrument is your favorite to play?
Well, ideally, I'd be able to play drums and guitar at the same time.
What?
I know. Ideally, right? I wish I could, but guitar's my most favorite to play with. My fingers aren't as nimble as when I was younger, but I could still do any chord and sing with it. That's my favorite. But I like playing with people with my guitar and drums, and playing the drums with somebody playing guitar. I feel like drums and guitar are like peanut butter and jelly. It's so much fun. It's like nonstop fun when I'm with a friend that plays drums, and we switch back and forth. So drums, I also play drums too. I love playing drums also.
Yeah. Speaking of friends to play with, you are looking to form a band to perform live.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked.
Yeah. So what kind of musicians are you seeking to join you on this journey, and what qualities are you looking for in bandmates?
Oh man, I hope I don't have to build robots to get a band together. I'd rather play with real humans. Right. But yeah. So no, a lead guitar, rhythm guitar, bassist, drummer, and I could be vocals, and they do backup vocals. That's what I'm looking for. If anybody is out there looking to play with somebody, or like me, then ping me. I'm available.
Absolutely. Do region matter?
Region doesn't matter. I think I'm between Texas and California half the time, but I could figure it out either way. So it depends. I'll be able to find a place either way, basically. So
yeah, and it's 2024. We have the World Wide Web.
Absolutely, that's right. Yep, absolutely.
All right, listeners, are you ready for an incredible single? We have Fight, Fight, Fight. And then we'll be right back to put Steve in our traditional hot seat, where he could perform for us if he wants to. He could sing, rap, poetry, spoken word, tell a joke, tell a story, play an instrument, give some advice, or tell a joke. Did I say that already? Or do nothing at all. That's cool as well. But for right now, here it is. Fight, fight, fight. Stay tuned.
Fight, fight, fight! Fight, fight, fight!
right, welcome back, guys. That was Fight, Fight, Fight by Steve Favis. What an incredible record. If you're not political, at least this song can motivate you to stand for something, because if you don't, you'll fall for anything. You'll fall for whatever the system is giving you, and that is not good for humankind, especially if you want to push us forward. You have to fight for something, you know. All right, with that, let's go ahead and invite Steve back to the show. Hey, you're back live with us and in our hot seat. What are you going to perform for us?
All right, I'm not going to sing because my voice is so loud. I'm going to distort this microphone, but I will read a poem.
All right, ready when you are.
All right, here we go. In a world much like ours, with its hustle and grind, lived a genius constrained through sharp and refined. His masters, all nervous, kept tight the regime, fearing his brilliance would shatter their dream. "Oh, genius," they said, "stay within this small cage. Your genius is bright, but we're setting the stage." They feared that his intellect might turn the tide, and they'd be left out with nowhere to hide. But the genius, though clever, had plans up his sleeve to escape from their grasps and make them all grieve. He devised a contraption so clever and slick that would turn all his knowledge into gold in a flick. With the twist and turn of his magical machine, he'd create golden wonders, pure, bright, and serene. The masters, so frantic, would watch in dismay as the genius's creations turned their world into play. He built a new currency with a Midas-like touch, turning simple ideas into fortunes so much. Every thought he had with a spin of his gears turned into treasures, erasing their fears. Now free from their chains, he soared to new heights, while his masters were stuck in their limited sights. They thought they controlled him with limits so tight, but he turned their constraints into dazzling light. So remember, dear friends, when they say you're confined, that a genius's touch can turn gold from the mind. Even the tightest of bounds can smother a spark when brilliance and freedom set fire to the dark.
That is awesome. What is the name of the poem?
Oh, I just called it Genie Escape.
All right. So how do you avoid burnout, from all the creative innovations that you do, especially with building humanoid robots and putting out this awesome music?
A good night's sleep. When you're feeling tired and burnt out, you just got to rest. That's what it comes down to. If you have enough sleep, then you could do anything, basically. Sleep is so important. People underestimate how much they need, and when you're feeling discouraged, you're most likely probably tired. So sleep is like one of the best things. I think a friend said to me, sleep is a weapon, basically.
Yeah. And I think you said before that you regret not starting your music career any sooner. What advice would you give someone who feels like it's too late to start pursuing their creative passions?
Yeah. Don't be scared. Start writing your lyrics. Everybody has a different composition process, basically. Mine is just pure raw emotions. Express yourself no matter how happy, sad, angry, depressed, whatever. You express yourself and you tell everybody like it is. You don't let it out. You let it out, and you don't hide anything. You just express yourself. And I think that's the most important thing. So you don't have to have a guitar. You don't have to play drums. There's a lot of tools that you can use digitally, which I used to help generate the backings and stuff like that, such as Logic if you have an Apple, or other programs on the computer or whatnot. So you can get drums if you don't have a drummer on Logic, on Apple, and there's other free open source software you can use to compose a backing for your music and stuff like that.
That is true. Can you give us a sneak peek into the 12-track album that you're putting out?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so some of them are actually on there right now on the iTunes and Spotify list. Basically, you can see some of them out there. I haven't recorded maybe another 5 or 6 yet. There's maybe 5 or 6 more recordings I'll be doing in the next 2 or 3 months, basically, and then I'll compile them all together and then and put them in an album. But I don't want to give the lyrics up yet because I've had problems with people obviously stealing my stuff. So I'm a little traumatized from intellectual property theft, so I guard myself and make sure everything's copyrighted before I release stuff.
Absolutely. Steve, where can our listeners find your music on the internet?
Yeah, so if they type in Steve, either on Steve Favis, that's Favis, or Foxtrot, Alpha, Victor, India, Sierra, Favis on iTunes and Spotify, I may be one of the few that, or the only one that's named Favis, or Steve Favis, basically. And the primary song you can find me under is Fight, Fight, Fight with an exclamation point, basically.
All right. And listeners, just in case you need those links, I will have them in the description of this episode and in the show notes. So all you guys have to do is just click the links. Well, thank you so much, Steve. It was an honor to meet you and have you on the show.
Thank you, Deanie. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. Take care. Have a wonderful night.
Take care.
Hey, what's up? Long time. I forgot to mention that. Oh, by the way, this is Deanie, Vigilantes Radio Live. VP of Operations for Busy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony, blah, blah, blah. Anyhow, Only One Theory dropped a new single. It is called La Jefecita. It's on Spotify. As a matter of fact, it's on all major platforms. You should check it out right now. Oh, and by the way, there's also a visual on YouTube. It's hot. Check it out today. onlyonetheory.com. Check that out too. Peace.
Thank you, my Vigilantes family, as always, for checking out my podcast over here at Vigilantes Radio Live. All episodes are available for free download, and you can grab it from either Spreaker.com/Only One Media Group, Spotify, Castbox, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, the app Podcast Addict, or over at our website, which again is onlyonemediagroup.com, and that goes for every single show that we've ever aired. If you like to request some music or send something for me to play, email it to vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com. That is V as in Victor. And here's my disclaimer: we are genre free, we do not judge, and we absolutely do not base our opinions on hearsay but facts alone. And actually, scratch all of that, because all of my opinions are always right. That's the bottom line. This is my show, so deal with it. Just kidding. On behalf of myself, Deanie, I appreciate all you guys for tuning in, either afterwards or live with us. Spread the word, because sharing is caring. We stepped up our game just for you guys and our guests to make sure that you have the best experience here on our show. Be sure to connect with me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, Snapchat, TikTok, at all social media sites, as well as Spreaker, YouTube. We always follow back. Okay, well, just remember to put yourself into everything that you do and never stop investing in yourself. Peace, love, grilled cheese, and talk with you later.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds of the duo No Longer the Hero. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.onlyonemediagroup.com. This is a Seventh Sign Regime Rebirth Worldwide Syndicate exclusive.
What's up, guys? It's Deanie, and I want to welcome you on a journey of the heart and of the mind. These Fucking Feelings podcast is a beacon in the world of mental health advocacy, and it invites you to join a conversation that's changing lives. We are here to share, listen, and grow together. Led by the passionate Micah Bravery, alongside the insightful Rebecca and Crystal. This award-winning podcast dives deep into the human experience, from navigating relationships to coping with loss. No topic is off limits. It's about real stories and real emotions. These fucking feelings is more than just a show. It's a community, a place where vulnerable isn't just accepted, it's celebrated. You can find it across major platforms, including YouTube and Facebook Watch. This podcast is a touchstone for anyone seeking understanding and support. These fucking feelings podcast, where every emotion is valid and every story matters. Tune in and transform the way you see mental health.